Hello everybody and welcome to episode 20 of Let's Play Battlefield Iraq. Today we are fighting the Americans on the highway towards Baghdad. Following the success of Operation Desert Sabre against our forces in central Iraq, the decision has been taken by the High Command to pull our forces back out of southern Iraq to make sure that they aren't encircled by the Americans and cut off from supplies. Therefore, we are going to take this highway. We are going to cross it, we are going to make it back to Baghdad, and by God, I will not allow the Americans to stop me. They're already launching an airborne attack, and as you can see, the Yankee corpses are flying out of those helicopters like the rats that they are. We will not tolerate America establishing its imperialistic ambitions in this area, because the war is coming to a close very soon. This is the second last battle of the Gulf War, and that is why both sides are giving it their all. Both ourselves and the Americans, because neither side can afford to lose this battle. If the Americans lose this battle, it will allow our forces, the brave army of Iraq, to retreat into the center of the country towards central Iraq and to hold the line there indefinitely. Therefore meaning that the Americans would have suffered a strategic defeat. However, if the Americans are defeated here, or should I say, wait, no, if the Americans defeat us here, because I've already explored the scenario of America losing here, if the Americans defeat us here, the Iraqi army will be trapped in southern Iraq. The vast majority of our troops will be left here without supplies, cut off from Baghdad. And such terrible situation would almost certainly lead to the defeat of the Iraqi army. And of course that would be a historically accurate result. However, we aren't here today to repeat history. We are here today to change it. And that's what I will do. I will stand up against the Americans, against the enemies of Iraq, wherever they may be, and I will stop them. I will serve the Dir Ba'at party and the great Saddam Hussein. I will take this bridge, and I will take every single outpost along this road, or else my name isn't the Nerd Gamer, which it is. So there you are. That's some flawless logic, and I'm gonna keep spouting the exact same rhetoric until we defeat the Americans. We cannot allow them to cut us off today. Even if it takes running over those birds over there, and even if it takes sacrificing thousands of Iraqi lives, we will resist to the bitter end. We cannot allow ourselves to yield to the Americans today or any other day. We must shoot down their helicopters from the skies and make their tanks burst into flames. Now let's run this mother trucker over. Let's go. Here we go. We've knocked them down. We've crushed them under our tracks. But at the same time, we've trapped our BMP. So it's time to get out and to continue forwards on foot. Oh shit. There we go. We managed to get into the Sheridan before the American. This is good. Now we stand the chance of capturing this base. And that American just got sent off into the stratosphere. Honestly, at this point, I'm launching more Americans into space than NASA. And there goes that Humvee as well. All your base are belong to us. Well, that idiot right there committed suicide with that grenade launcher, basically doing my job for me. There goes another American, and so we continue onwards. The truth is that this is the most decisive battle that we have fought in so far. And to allow the Americans to defeat us would be a shame. A downright shame. We must achieve a great victory of the kind never before seen in Iraqi history. We must make the Americans suffer. We must make the Americans die. And I swear that I will achieve it, even if it's the last thing I do. I'm wondering whether we have any Scud missile launchers on the front line right now, because they'd be awfully useful to tell the truth. Regardless, I'll be piloting this Mi-24 Hind helicopter into battle. Because I've shown my viewers quite often just how strong and powerful this helicopter is. I showed them back in Yugoslavia, and I think I've showed them in Iraq as well. Now it's time to decimate some American troops. Okay, there's the Scud launcher. That's useful to know. And my game is lagging, and I've crashed. Great. Alright, so apparently my computer is unable to handle the glory of the Scud missile. I guess we'll have to build our tactics around that. I'll have to reconsider and to try harder. Now, luckily there's this stairwell right here for me to get down on the bridge, because otherwise I know that an American helicopter is going to strafe me. Like that one right there. So let's run. Are there any Americans here? I hope not. Because if there are, I will have to fire quite a lot of ammunition. And I honestly don't want to do that yet. Crap, they're actually firing on me. Okay, it's time to jump. We've got to risk it. There's no point being prudent right now, because we need to take a chance. Because otherwise, we do not stand a chance of defeating the Americans. Now that's one more American casualty today, though the assault on the bridge has begun in earnest. I'm gonna whip out another assault rifle, and I'm going to defend this bridge, just as I will defend the rest of Iraq. Well, at least I destroyed that American and his truck, even if I took sacrificing my own life. You might notice that today I am not as inspired as usual, and I apologize greatly for this. It's been a long day, and I'm a bit sapped of energy, but it's my duty to you, my dear fans, to continue recording the series. And also it's my duty to Iraq to make sure that some hashish heads, like this idiot right here, USI-Bot 12, get the fuck out. What the hell are you doing? Come on, just stop it already. Stop, please. Okay, I didn't want to do this, but you've left me with no other choice. May Allah have mercy upon your soul. Now let's begin the assault once more. We shall attack the construction site, but not before attempting to scout the power lines. Because at this point, I have a feeling that this battle will continue into the night. And if it does, we should get control over the power lines quite obviously enough, because we will need light. Since unlike the Americans, we are not endowed with night vision equipment. Now I'm gonna try and sneak across behind this fence and take that Gatling gun over there and put it to use against the American menace. If I can pull that off, I'd be quite proud and quite happy. Because I've shown earlier on, back in Operation Desert Saber, how potent a Gatling gun can be when captured. So I'm going to climb over this perimeter fence and go down into this construction site. I've been spotted, I believe, but I will not recoil. I will not retreat. I will not surrender. I will run in here and capture the base, just as I have been told to do by Saddam Hussein, the glorious president of Iraq. We shall stop the American infidels today. We shall take the highway. We shall show Mr. Bush the byway. We've captured the construction site, which spells the beginning of an Iraqi victory. And I am all too eager to finally celebrate victory over these American infidels. I've spent too long fighting against Mr. Bush and his associates, fighting against these servants of Israel and of Zionism. I have spent too long sacrificing Iraqi blood in the battle against these Jews. But no longer. America's final hour is near. And although they may be attacking right now, I will use this Milan anti-tank missile to knock out their Bradley. Crap, it failed. Thankfully, I have a first aid kit, which is apparently capable of healing even bullet wounds. Crap. The Americans are outnumbering me. Let's flank them. Because superior tactics can defeat superior numbers. So it seems like this American idiot right here had the same idea. And so I pass on to paradise. Let's go back to the main base. I'm gonna get a Scud missile if I can, and try to terrorize the Americans a bit more. Because I've noticed an awful lack of Scuds recently, and I want to rectify that. But until I find a Scud launcher, I will be using this Assad Babil T-72. And the construction site is falling into American hands once more. It seems like I just haven't gonna get a break today. It's time to confront the Americans on the bridge, and then to advance forwards even more. To crush the American bastards once and for all. Now let's get down to business. We took out that Humvee. Let's take out this one as well if we can. Apparently it blew up by itself, so I'm pretty happy. Now let's bombard these Yankees with our high explosive shells. It's a beautiful sight to behold. Almost as beautiful as watching an Apache crash. But can we make it crash? I think we can. Seems like that wasn't enough, however. The Americans are still making us bleed points, and that's something that I just can't tolerate. So to keep our morale up, I am going to continue fighting, and I might also sing a song. I've thought up a small parody in my head over the past few minutes. And I think that I might as well sing it out loud right now. Because at this point I'm feeling a bit down on my luck, having been crushed by my own tank twice in a row. Now I'm just busy watching this awesome suspension on a T-72. I can say that I do enjoy it. But that's not what war is about. War is about kicking the invader out of your country. And that's what I will do in this T-62 tank. And I will do it proudly and honorably. Now let's sing a song about fighting against the American invaders and about defending Iraq. Instead of come out you black and tans, I will call it come out you Americans. So here we go. A 1 and a 2 and a 3. Come out you American, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Kuwait. Show her how the Iraqi made you run like hell away from the blood-soaked lanes of this highway. Oh, tell Mr. Bush how he turned your men to mush, and how all the prisoners were executed. Oh, poor Yank, why don't you die? Oh, poor Yank, why don't you cry? 'Cause you know you're gonna die at the hands of the men you persecuted. Come out, you American, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Kuwait. Show her how the Iraqi made you run like hell away from those blood-soaked lanes of this highway. Oh, pray, why don't you tell how we turned your life to hell, and how all of our Scots reigned down on Zion, and how all of Israel's Jews are singing the blues because they know that they will fall to Babylon. Come out, you American, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Kuwait. Show her how the Iraqi made you run like hell away from the blood-soaked lanes of this highway. Please tell me in the comment section what you thought of my rendition of the song. I apologize for the slurring and the stuttering in the middle. Hopefully, I'll be able to avoid that next time I sing. Now, we've ambushed this column of American tanks right here, and we're gonna give them a nice lesson. A damn good thrashing as well, if I can call it so myself. We've knocked out the Sheridan, and we might be able to knock out the Bradley as well. We did it! At the cost of our own lives, we have defeated those American tanks. Now we can continue our fight for the liberation of this highway. We can crush the Americans now and forever. For although this is not the last battle, this is the last one that shall truly shape the course of the war. Because if we can escape from southern Iraq, I can say that this war will be a foregone conclusion. A conclusion in favor of Iraq. Now let's catch these marauding Americans while off guard, while they're looking in the other direction, because they're advancing on the bridge, and if they take the bridge, we will be in very dire straits indeed. So let's launch off a few shells. Allahu Akbar! I accidentally hit one of my own teammates, but luckily he survived. So let's take out some more Americans. Allahu Akbar! Somebody fired a rocket at me. But who? Is it this Sheridan right over here? Well, that was a result that I was honestly sort of expecting. Either way, we have the advantage over the Americans. We are winning, we are prevailing, the Iraqi army, the army of Islam, is on the verge of victory. And I have finally gotten another Scud rocket launcher, and I'm going to use it to send these Yanks back to where they came from. To give them a slice of hell. To bring Allah's wrath down upon them. I'm gonna make my way down this highway ever so slowly until I get a good position to launch these rockets. I believe that here at the top of the bridge is quite good, but first, let's kill this American crackhead right here. And now, we'll launch a Scud. Well, I've caught sight of the American base. Let's go! Allahu Akbar! We've done it. We've destroyed a massive amount of American vehicles. We have left their base in ruins. Hopefully we can launch another missile just as successfully. And hopefully our forces will be able to hold the line while we launch the missile. So here we go again. We'll launch and we shall strike. Allahu Akbar! We turned that Abrams into scrap metal. Now we can continue our advance. We've launched 2 Scuds at the Americans and the rest will be sent as a beautiful present to Tel Aviv. Now let's get into gear. I'm gonna drive into battle in this truck, which is surprisingly fast if you put it into gear. The inside is pretty simple to be honest, but that's not what matters. What matters is the fact that this truck doesn't have a gearbox. I'm pretty amazed at the advancement of Iraqi technology, the fact that we have automatic gearboxes in 1991. If anything, we should be proud of that. Even prouder than a victory in this war. Now I'm gonna bust out my book of Saddam Hussein quotes and give a beautiful inspirational speech. So here we go. To quote the great President Saddam Hussein, "The sons of Iraq are sovereign over their land. Only they and the sons of the Arab nation have any place here. Iraq will fight tyranny wherever it is following, and all the Muslim leaders who have passed over these Arab lands, and it will be victorious." Hopefully more victorious than I was right there, because I got a good few Yankee bullets to the face. And unfortunately Iraqi medicine is not advanced enough to be able to heal me. Now the battle appears to be going against us once again, and I don't like the way that this is looking. So I'm gonna call an end to part 1 of this 2-part episode in the making right now. Part 20 will end here, and although part 21 may be quite short, it will be a glorious episode indeed. Inshallah, God willing. So I've been the Nerd Gamer. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Battlefield Iraq. If you enjoyed the series, do not forget to leave a comment and a like, and maybe even to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.